Groovies, you're on.
Welcome to downtown Los Angeles, friends. Today, we're going to talk about the truth about influencer partnerships. If you've started a clothing line, you know that sales and marketing for your line is one of the most important things you can do. It's also one of the most tricky things. We speak to a lot of people day in and day out who want to start a clothing line, and a lot of people are thinking about using influencer partnerships to grow their clothing line. And this is a pretty good idea, but we wanted to break it down a little bit and get into some of the nitty-gritty details. We've had a ton of experience in working with influencers through the time at growing Applique as a brand, and we want to share those with you today. But before we do, we want to hear from you guys. Do you have experience in working with influencers? What has worked really well for you? What has not worked well? Please share with the community. Let's learn from each other. We don't all need to make the same mistakes. So let's jump in. The first thing to really understand about influencer marketing is there's two main things that influencers can do for you, and understanding the differences here will help to make sure that you're using influencers in the right way. First and foremost, you have brand awareness. And you have to appreciate that the people that we're calling influencers, a lot of them are really artists, creatives, photographers, videographers. These guys have intense skills that you probably don't have complete mastery over if you're just doing it yourself as a clothing brand. So you need to learn to leverage these guys up. It's not you don't look to these guys to just sell your product directly. Instead, what they can do is they can help offer a unique perspective on your brand and what it is you're doing. And you can use their skills to create assets that will grow your brand. Just think about a picture that they take. If you can use that picture on your social media, on your website, and you can use it to tell your brand story and convert your customers. So it's not like these guys are going to be introducing you to necessarily millions of people. If they have a strong following and they're willing to promote you, that's great. That's just gravy. But the real value that they can do is help to build your brand awareness, to help build your brand foundation, and help create really awesome creative assets that you can use and you can leverage up. The second thing that influencers can do for you is driving sales in terms of like getting traffic to your website, people who are psyched about purchasing your product, and basically making you money. And what you want to keep in mind here is that you can do outreach, like start hitting up people on Instagram who have 1 million+ followers, or same with Facebook or YouTube. But what you'll quickly find is you'll kind of get into this pay-for-play scenario. Somebody refers you to their manager, they want you to cut $1,000 check or $500 check, and that person's going to go and promote you. This is where the blinking red light basically should go on. We've tried a couple of these things out before in the past, haven't had great success with them. If you guys have had success with pay-for-play, go ahead and post your comments below. If you're trying to sell pay-for-play services, don't post a comment below. But you really need to approach people in the right way if you're trying to get them to drive sales on your behalf. And essentially, you really want to gear the conversation in a way where you're connecting with that person on purpose. You guys have a lot of alignment in terms of you're talking to the same people. You have the same belief system. You're trying to make the same change in the world. And as soon as you can connect with someone in that way, you should start to be thinking of your work together as a collaboration. It can't just be them promoting you. It needs to be you're contributing some element, they're contributing some element, and you guys are better together. You guys are changing the world together. As soon as you can get those things lined up correctly, you can have a lot of success in driving sales through influencer marketing. Now, how big can it be if you succeed? Well, it can be really, really big. Influencers can have a ton of reach. They can have millions and millions of followers. And if you're working with influencers that large, they can sell tens of thousands of dollars worth of product. But just because you're going to get somebody with that massive following, it doesn't always translate to that much revenue. And it really comes down to alignment and those things that we talked about during outreach. How receptive is their community gonna be to your offering or your product? How authentically can that person tell your story and excite their audience about your product and about your service? And so you have to take those things into account, and it really comes down to a gut feeling about that person and about that collaboration and that relationship in terms of judging how effective that influencer partnership is going to be. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope it was helpful. Please subscribe. Take 30 seconds out of your day. Subscribe, join the community, post a comment down below. Peace and love from downtown Los Angeles.